Well, hey crafty friends, it's Heidi with DiyDreaming. I hope you are having a wonderful day. On this video tutorial, we're gonna start to talk and think about Christmas. And we're gonna do I'm gonna show you two crafts. And we're gonna talk about what your color scheme for Christmas could be this year. I'll tell you about mine. So as you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. Feel free to sprinkle, 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 all that normal good stuff. Okay, so my two thoughts for my Christmas decor are inspired by this ticking fabric, either in this caramely tan color or in this red and cream color. The safe me would go with this, and then I would do, a bunch of more neutral, kind of natural kind of elements. But I think I'm gonna be bold this year. However, just in case I chicken out, we're gonna do a project that is inspired by both of these colors. I think I'm gonna do this as my inspiration fabric and my inspiration for the colors that I'll use for Christmas. I don't know if you are like me, but I like to switch my colors for Christmas pretty much every year. I do reuse some of the same ornaments. And for example, I have a box of red from a year, 5-6 years ago that I did red as my theme. So I don't have to go out and get brand new everything, but I do like to change the overall look and my theme every year. So I think this is what it's going to be. All right, so given that red, we've been doing a lot of projects with me thinking about Christmas. I don't know if you got to see this tutorial that I did while I was in Canada, where I showed you how to make these ripped ticking or ripped fabric tassels. Super duper duper easy. If you missed that video, it's here in my video feed somewhere. So that's one thing. Also, we're gonna be doing some stuffed Christmas trees as bowl fillers and probably on a banner. And this was the start of one with some of my favorite vintage buttons. So, given that, what we're gonna be doing is we're going to be using these stencils right here that are from, they're from Magnolia Design Company. They're Christmas trees. Look how cute those are. I just got them, like maybe, a couple weeks ago. Okay, we're gonna be using them on these little wood pieces and the stand that you can get from Magnolia. And we're gonna do one side in red and the other side in a color that's called Irish cream, but it really reminds me of that tan color of ticking, okay? And then I'm also gonna show you how you can use those stencils on some of your basic, very, very basic canvas duck cloth, and you can make all kinds of trees. Really cute. Okay, so before I came live, I started working on this project. Oh, and I did want to show you. Let's see. These trees sold out so quickly last year. If you like it, I would encourage you not to wait too long. And you can, we're just using chalk paste, so you could wash it off at the end of the year and just repaint it and do it completely different next year. And it all folds down pretty nice and flat. So what we're gonna be working with is this MDF tree stand, and I'll get links when I'm all finished. It looks like this when you get it, and I just applied 2 coats of my Waverly Walmart chalk it says chalk paint, but it's really acrylic paint in plaster color. This is my new favorite go-to. So I painted all 5 pieces and the stand in this color. And then I started playing. Okay, this set comes with 2 big straight trees and 3 little jaggedy, they're not little, but they're smaller, 3 jaggedy pieces. Okay, so before I came live, I stenciled one of them with this on the front in that red to go with my red ticking. And then I used the Irish cream, which is kind of a goldy tanny caramely color on the back. And I did this one as well. Look how cute these are. Oh my goodness. They are adorable. Okay. Also, I made a huge mistake that I want to warn you about. Dang. So, somebody remind me if I forget. I see Julie and Jan and Teresa and Skeeter. Is that right? And Charlene and Elizabeth and Daphne. Okay, so the ticking fabric in the caramel and the red and the canvas duck cloth are all from my Walmart's fabric department. But these fabrics, you can get them anywhere. Any fabric store is going to have these. They're just basic things. You can even order this kind of stuff on Amazon or from Joann's and pick it up, you know, at the curb. So if you don't feel like you can get into stores right now, that is an option. So here are 2 that I've done, and actually I did this one too. Look how cute those are. Aren't they adorable? And look at this one. So let's do the back side of this, and I'll show you in the, I'm afraid to tilt my phone that it will fall out of the stand. Okay, we'll see if this is gonna work. So I painted 2 coats of the plaster colored Waverly acrylic paint on it. And then I used my spray, my clear spray sealer, which is out in the other room. Because this is a MDF kind of a project, I wanted my stencils to look crisp. And I found that when you use a clear spray sealer, before you stencil on wood or MDF or stained wood or natural wood or painted wood or painted MDF, any of those kind of things, that you get a better result if you spray it with a clear matte sealer. Okay, so we're going to be using this little polka dot one, and I am going to fuzz my stencil. On my little fuzzing cloth. You guys, these stencils, it comes a set of 4, and you can use them on a ton of different things, like I showed you just a few minutes ago. You can make all kinds of little stuffed things. You could use them on a t-shirt. You could make a sign with them. You don't have to make these trees, although these trees are adorable. Okay, so I've just fuzzed it, and I'm going to lay my stencil on. These green stencils from Magnolia are mesh. They're like a silk screen kind of a stencil. They're adhesive. In other words, they stick to your projects. They're super easy to work with. You can use them over and over and over and over and over, and they're just great. Okay, so this is the short, what is it called? Irish cream. It's a great color. It doesn't look like such a great color when you're just looking at it in the tub, but I'm going to take my little squeegee and I'm just going to lay down some chalk paste. Spread it around, and then I'm going to resist the urge to keep going over and over and over it. And I'm just going to take the big globs off at the end. Okay, that was pretty easy. All right, so this is what it looks like right now. This is what the red side looks like. Cute, huh? Oops, oh shoot. I laid it down the wrong way. I'll have to get that cleaned up. And I'm just gonna pull my stencil off. And ta-da! It looks almost like a little bit of a metallic gold, which I think is a great color. So let me throw this over here in my tub of water. And just wipe off my little mat. My friend Deb sent it to me, this blue mat that I'm working on, because she said she was tired of seeing me work on my little cake boards, Wilton cake boards. And oh my gosh, I'm loving it. I painted these things on it, and then I just went out to the sink and washed it with a sponge and some water, and it was easy to get it cleaned up. So here's the kind of goldish color to go with this and this. And then here is the red. I think it's fun to do both sides. So those two are done. Okay, let's see. This one is done. This one needs to be painted. Okay, let's do this one. This one has this on this side. And let's do the snowflakes on the back of it. This part. This is so cute. Okay, and I'm going to fuzz, because this is still pretty new. And I don't want to stretch it when I'm trying to remove it. So what is everybody up to today? Are you crafting? Anyone watching college football? That's what we're doing at our house. I have to be finished here by 3:30 because our team, University of Georgia Bulldogs, is playing against Auburn. And no, nothing against Auburn, that's a great school. But they are rivals and I want to see the game. So tell me, do you follow football? Do you follow any college football? And what team, if you do? I did not go to University of Georgia because I grew up out west. But our oldest son he's an engineer. He went to University of Georgia, and we just love following football now. Okay, so I have red. Whoops, I have red on one side. I'm going to do gold on the other. Or not gold, but this is called Irish cream. That was way too much chalk paste. So normally when it's just my husband and I, and maybe our younger son, watching football here at the house, college football, I'll usually have some sort of a craft project in my lap that I'm cutting out or sketching or something like that. I have a hard time just being still. Okay, Rhonda says she's waiting on Kentucky to play LSU. Joanne says University of South Carolina, good school. Helen says no football, she doesn't like it. I really didn't like it until I had a son go to University of Georgia, and then I did. And Leanne says Texas versus Oklahoma. Jenny says University of Maryland. Vicky says Roll Tide. Yeah, so the fun thing, the thing that really has inspired me with college football was that I have, friends whose kids went to all these different colleges. And so now I can almost, it's like putting a face to a name. I can remember, like South Carolina, I have multiple friends whose kids went to college there or are there now. So that just makes it fun. Okay. You guys, I don't know which one I like better, honestly. This Irish cream that looks like gold is really, really awesome. Look at that. That's cute. And then here's my red side. Yeah, those are awesome. So that is the, oops, I don't want to seal this up with my squeegee in it. That is basically how you apply the chalk paste onto these little trees. If you want to do it on the, I need a towel, on the trees, on the MDF tree set. Okay, and after I'm all finished, I'll assemble it. You basically just, oh, and I want to tell you my mistake. You basically just poke the ends into these little holes, which I painted the base too. So I'll finish this up off camera. I have this one to do front and back. But my mistake was when I was painting this, I was really kind of sloppy. And I got a ton of paint inside of these little slits, which are cut exactly perfect to fit the end of the tree in, which has made it difficult for me to get my trees in. I had to like kind of sand some of that away. So my advice to you is to be careful and don't get big globs of paint inside the little holes on the stand if that's what you think you want to paint the base, which I would paint it. Last year I did this project and I just haven't gotten my Christmas decorations out, but I did it all in a really pretty gray color, and then I stenciled it in black chalk paste, and it was adorable. So this year we're doing cream with the gold and also with the red. Okay, so besides, like I was saying just a minute ago, besides doing this project on the little tree MDF set, you can also do it on canvas. And what I did essentially was I just took a piece of canvas from Walmart and one of my stencils, laid it on here, and instead of using chalk paste, I used ink in red. This is called Ruby Red. The inks have white lids, the chalk pastes have black lids, but they're both great reds. Ink is for fabric and ceramics, and it has to be heat set either with an iron or in the oven. Chalk paste with the black lid is for pretty much everything else, and you can make it permanent if you spray it with a clear matte sealer when it's all dry. So instead of using the chalk paste on my canvas, I used ink. And I just pushed it through the holes on my stencil. I'll show you what we got. And we'll assemble this one. So I made two of them just to show you this idea. Okay, so this is the chevron tree and this is the little snowflake tree. And then I took another piece of canvas for the back, and I'm going to cut them out at the same time, because why do I want to cut them out separately? That's twice as much work. So I'm just going to pin these two pieces together. Okay, here's the front. You could even use the ticking fabric on the back of it if you want it. But I'm just doing plain canvas. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to trim this sort of jig-jag shape. You could do the bigger trees too. The polka dot one would be adorable. Cut it out real quick, and then I'm going to show you how I stuffed it. And you can put it on a stick if you want, like this. Or like, do you guys remember when we did these? trees. Same canvas deck, but they have lace on them and buttons. And they have the same sticks, and then I put them in thread spools that I glued on this wood round. This was a project we did about, I don't know, a month ago, something like that. So you can put a stick in them if you want, or you could just do them like a bowl filler, or you could use them on a banner, or you could even stuff them slightly and put them on a pillow. There's so many things that you could do. Okay. Get rid of all of this. All right, so this is what we have. And all I did basically was I just started at the top and started gluing my sides together, and then I stuffed it, and I'll show you that. Hopefully my sound and my lighting and everything is better today. Facebook was doing some strange stuff for me yesterday, and so what I ended up having to do was I had to remove the Facebook app off of my phone, which is my iPhone. That's how I record generally, and then I had to reinstall it, which, if you've been watching this DIY Dreaming for very long, you know that I'm totally not a techie. I was so afraid that I was going to be deleting all of my Facebook, everything. Okay, so I've glued the top of our little point together, and then I'm just going to use some of this Your Basic polyfill for crafting. You can get this stuff everywhere. Or if you don't have any and you're in a mood to craft, you can always, oops, I did not cut this even. You can always take apart a pillow that you don't like anymore and use that. Okay, so I'm just going to, before I glue down further, I'm going to poke my stuffing into the top part of this tree. And use my scissors. So tell me what football teams you follow, if you follow any, if that's fun for you. And so the top is stuffed. You see that? Now I'm gonna just glue down a little bit further, and then we'll stuff that section too. Also, tell me if you've been thinking about it, and if you do like a specific color for Christmas each year. I would love to know what color you are planning to do, or colors. I know I was tempted to do navy blue. There's also a great navy blue and cream ticking. But everything I'm seeing this year, seriously, it's so strange, is red and cream. Or this is what is appealing to me this year. So that's why I'm gonna do that. Oh my gosh, and I have to tell you guys, so now I've stuffed that section, and I'm just gonna move down a little bit further. I'm so excited for tomorrow's Christ and Crafting, and we are going to be doing a project that involves those rusty nails that I found in the water in Canada near our cottage. These. And we may also use a little bit of Mod Podge and some hymnal music. I'm not sure about that, but I know for sure we're gonna do a project with those nails. And the other thing is I have been looking on the internet for recipes. to turn a regular nail into a rusty old nail quickly. So I found a few. I'm gonna hopefully get a chance to try them out tonight or tomorrow morning. And then I'll share them with you, because I know not everybody has access to those old nails. Okay, so here's the bottom. Now I'm going to use one of these little wood dowels. Can you see? This is Wooden Round Dowels, Create brand, from, I think these came from Walmart in the children's crafting section. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of twist it and push it through my stuffing up towards the top. And then we'll glue this closed, and then I'll have a second red tree that I can do something with that cost almost nothing to make. I mean, seriously. These dowels are not expensive at all. The fabric is not expensive at all. The stencils and the ink are totally reusable. So, tell me what you think. Do you like this idea, or do you prefer this idea with the... These are the MDF wood cutouts, and this is just some canvas stuck fabric that I stenciled and stuffed and put dowels in the bottom. Tell me what you think. All right, well, that is pretty much, okay, Deco Art makes a neat rest kit that does pretty good. Ooh, I wonder where I could get that. Let me show you. Oh, Edna says Roll Tide. Mary says she's very traditional with her Christmas colors. Yeah, I never get too super crazy. But in past years at Christmas time, I've always put out this nail. I've had it for a long time. It's in terrible shape. The little thing I made is in terrible shape. It says the Christmas snail, and it makes me cry just to read it. The first ornament on the first Christ tree. Never let us forget the true meaning of the cost paid by our Savior for the gift of our oh so precious salvation. I made this years ago, and I always set it out on my entry table. And this nail, I don't know where I got it, but it was a little bit aged looking. And then years later, I went back to the hardware store looking for more of these big, big nails, and all I could get were these super shiny ones. So we're not going to use these. We're going to use the rusted ones from our cottage in Canada tomorrow. But I want to figure out exactly what is the easiest way to make brand new nails look vintage and rusted, so that you guys can do this project too, if it appeals to you and you don't have access to the old rusted nails. So that's the project for, well, that's just a little bit about the project for tomorrow. I'm going to leave most of it to be a surprise. But can you post the saying for us, please? Yeah, I'll get a close-up picture of it, Betty. And I did do a video tutorial on that. It might have been as a Christ in Crafting last year. I can't remember for sure. But if you want to see Christ in Crafting tomorrow, do a this. That's a heart. Or a this. Or say something here in the comments. And then look up here to see if you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming, and if you've turned on your notifications, all those things. Give Facebook an idea that you would like to see what I'm doing so that they could serve it to you, but it's really no guarantee. So, but it does improve your chance of them actually showing you what I have coming up. And I really would love to have you join me tomorrow for Christ in Crafting. So check your notifications, and that you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming. Do a heart or a thumbs up or say something to me here in the comments. And hopefully I will get to see you tomorrow. All right, will I write down that nail poem? Yes, I will, absolutely. Let me show it to you one more time while I'm letting people do hearts and all that business. And I apologize, I made this on a very old computer that I had using a business card kind of thing. You know, I'm that kind of a person that I just use what I have whenever possible to make my own thing. And so it's the Christmas nail. And it says, the first ornament on the first Christ tree. Never let us forget the true meaning of the cost paid by our Savior for the gift of our so precious salvation. That's just what came to me in the moment to put on here. But these could make a sweet gift too. And they're super easy. So I'll get a close-up picture and we'll do our other project, which is not this. It's something really awesome. You're gonna love it. We'll do a real project for Christ and Crafting tomorrow. So I hope you'll join me on Sunday, sometime between 12 and 4 p.m. Alrighty, have a wonderful rest of your day. I will get pictures of everything once it's all finished up. I'll put those here in the comments as well as over just on DIY Dreaming. If you liked this video, feel free to sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what really helps this page grow. And especially if you have friends that that you think would like Christ and Crafting, or that could use some encouragement, or just that want some entertaining crafts that are quick, easy. You don't have to be an expert crafter. They're sometimes a little different, that kind of thing. Then feel free to sprinkle or tell your friends about it. Alrighty, have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.